James says, I think it would be a good idea to upgrade the configurator that Tesla has. The simplicity of it is great, but it can look nicer and have more functionality, in my opinion. He says, for many, it's the first interaction with the brand. It should be premium. I personally really like how simple it is. It's really easy to use. As Tesla investors, I think it's important to understand just how safe Tesla vehicles are. A full-size truck collided head-on with this Tesla Model Y while traveling at 50 miles per hour. The owner of the Tesla only suffered a broken ankle, while the other driver was airlifted to the hospital in life-threatening condition. Upon impact, the Model Y automatically called 911 and turned on the hazards. West, the Cybertruck lead engineer, said this: imagine a rich database of real-world crashes, velocity, and acceleration of every event, add vehicle signals leading up to and during the impact, and the position and trajectory of nearby vehicles. If somehow you knew all that, could probably make a pretty safe design, right? And the proof is in the pudding. If you want your family to be in the safest vehicle, Tesla is going to be your natural choice. Tesla does have all of that data, and that's one reason why Teslas are so safe. Tesla's public policy and business development Vice President Rohan Patel said this: we are most happy to share these learnings with regulators and researchers to get maximum benefit for the public and not just Tesla owners. There's some speculation going on about why Andrej Karpathy left OpenAI just 2 days before this new video generation software was released, Sora, and it can produce pretty realistic AI videos. Anyway, it's a story that I want to follow. Now, interestingly, Elon Musk just commented Tesla has been able to do real-world video generation with accurate physics for about a year. It wasn't super interesting because all the training data came from the car, so it just looked like video from a Tesla, albeit with a dynamically generated, not remembered world. We have been short on training Compute for FSD, so haven't trained with other video, but certainly could. We'll do it later this year when we have some spare capacity. So Elon Musk is basically saying that Tesla could do what OpenAI just did with Sora, and it's been doing that for about a year now. And here's a Tesla generative video from last year. So these are not real videos. These have been generated by AI. Kia is actually doing pretty well despite warnings from Kia. Some dealerships are making up EV9 prices with some markups of up to $7,000 over MSRP at multiple Kia dealers. Their production volume is not exactly very high right now. Kia delivered over 1,400 EV9s in the last month in the US, and Kia offered $2,000 for every smooth EV9 delivery, I think, to the dealers. For many families that do want a large vehicle, a cheaper vehicle that's an EV, still not cheap. This vehicle is actually not a bad choice. It has a lot of room inside. Acura has just revealed its final US pricing for their first all-electric SUV, the SDX, and the starting prices start at $64,500. You get 325 miles of range with that. Coming back to Fisker for a moment, NHTSA has opened a preliminary evaluation into allegations of unintended movement after drivers have attempted to park their vehicles. Pressing the brakes did not slow the vehicle. That sounds scary. But unless we see a large number of reports, I wouldn't take anyone's word as, yeah, that's actually what happened. I would like the investigation to be concluded first, because we have seen somewhat similar things about Teslas in China. And every single one of them has been debunked and proved to not be true. But having heard from Marcus Brownlee that it's probably the worst car he has ever tested, yeah, this certainly raises some questions. Here's one more reason why NIO's business model is a bit ridiculous. Did you know that NIO swapping stations are not open 24/7? For example, this particular one is open only from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Sunday. So what if you need to swap your battery at 8:30? You will be out of luck. Imagine if you had to go to a supercharger, and it had to have employees there for you to be able to supercharge. This business model is just deeply flawed. Maybe in countries with really low labor costs, you can sort of get away with that, but especially in developed countries where labor is really expensive, that's just silly. And with charging speeds continuing to improve, in the long term, it's clear that battery swapping stations will not be needed.